I'm giving you Dora the Explorer. I'm giving you Lord Farquaad. I'm giving you Edna Mode. Stiff wear. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It is your girl Janelle Christina. Talk to me, man. It's your girl in the building. So the video for today is bought courtesy of you guys, my beautiful, wonderful followers. I asked you guys quite some time ago on my Instagram stories, what part of your makeup routine do you struggle with the most that you would like to see me address and help you fix in a YouTube video? And here we are. Our first stop on this little excursion here is going to be eyebrows. I find it so much easier now to use a pencil than to use a pomade. And here's pomade? Is it palm or pomade? Let me Google this real quick. If I'm being perfectly honest, I'm tired. I am tired of using a $20 pomade that dries up before I can even finish half of the product. And no, I'm not spending $30 extra on an oil that I gotta drop in and mix up and no. Now this is the Benefit Cosmetics Goof Proof Brow Pencil in the shade number 6. Y'all, this has been my right hand, my go-to. Hey, tell me everything about you. That's a bold move. I know that you're out here running things you gotta go through. Just know that these streets just don't love you like I do. And they never will. For the past month, this has been my holy freaking grail. And honestly, I don't think I will ever go back to dip brow. I don't think I will ever go. Yeah, I said it. I went there. I do not think I will ever go back. When I start to fill in my eyebrows, I start right about here. I don't start at the very front of my eyebrow because then you get really blocky, square, and dark eyebrows. You don't want that. You want your eyebrow to have that nice fade, that nice gradient. So you want to start a little bit further back than the actual start of your eyebrow. I like to follow the shape of my brow, which is why it's also important to make sure that your eyebrows are waxed or tweezed in some way, shape, or form. It's just gonna make it easier for you to get the perfect shape. For the top part of my brow, I'm going to brush my hairs down so I can see where I actually need to fill in my brow at. We can see those gaps, honey. We can see those gaps. I follow the same method with the top portion of my eyebrow as I do with the bottom. I start a little bit further back than the actual start of my brow. No square brows around here, and I'm just going to follow the shape of my eyebrow. We're gonna fill her in a little bit. You don't have to use a super heavy hand, especially if you're using a shade that is dark as the number 6. A super light hand and just brushing the product through your brow will suffice. Now on to the most asked question I received. Janelle, how do I get the best color payoff from my eyeshadow? How do I blend eyeshadow? What base do you use? I got you covered. I get asked what base I use so many times. I use the P. Louise Rumor base, and this is in the shade 3. This has been my absolute favorite base ever, hands down. The reason why I love this base so much is that you can customize your coverage. You can build up the layers of this base to get the best blank canvas that you personally want. I like to use a pretty thick coat, I ain't gonna lie. What I learned from Miss P. Louise herself is to just dab the product on the back of your hand, like so, like that, so you can get it nice and warmed up. And then you're gonna take your brush. This is a Morphe M224 concealer brush. It is my favorite brush ever. I am trying so hard to find this concealer on my hand. There we go. And you just go into your product like this, and you're just gonna get your brush nice and flat. Both sides, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And then I'm gonna go right up under my eyebrow with the side of my brush, and I'm just gonna trace right below my brow. When I want a more precise line, I flip it to the tip instead of the side of the brush. It just really helps get to those hard to reach areas. I like to use a very bright base because it makes my eyebrow just look so much more snatched and just does something to me, child. Just does something to me. With the rest of my product, I'm just going to tap this like so, like that, on my eyelid. You want to make sure that your base is nice and even and smooth, so you just keep tapping away until that happens. You don't want to sweep or wipe your base on because then it'll look very, very streaky and it won't look as even as it could. So Miss P. Louise said we better tap, 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 tap. Again, this base is totally customizable. If this is too much for you, by all means, do not use this much. This is what I like, so this is what I'm gonna do. If you do want to build up the layers to this product, you want to make sure that you're waiting for your first layer to dry down, to get a little bit tacky, like you would do with the concealer under your eyes before you add any more product. I'm not saying I'm a wizard at eyeshadow, but Wingardium Leviosa. The first palette that I'm going to use is the Chocolates by Juvia's Place. I'm gonna go in with this shade right here. This is gonna be my transition shade. I'm using a Morphe M506 brush. We all know that Morphe brushes are my favorite brushes ever, hands down. Nobody else can do it better. In my professional, non-professional opinion, you're going to get the most color payoff if you start off by tapping your eyeshadow on first. If you go just in a sweeping motion back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, your makeup is going to look patchy. It's not going to look even all the way around. You have to start off by tapping your color in first. As light as this color is against this base, we can still see it because 1, we got a good base, and 2, we are tapping the color on first. I'm taking a soft blending brush. This is the Morphe M518. And I'm just gonna go in circular motions right at the top of this shade. I'm gonna start at the inner corner of my eye and work my way out. Small circular motions, just working that color out. Once you get to the end here, you go back to the beginning. I'm taking this color all the way up to my brow bone because as we can see, I've got a really bright base on and we don't want this to look like super crazy and unnatural and unblended when I do the rest of my face. The next color that I'm going to use is this reddish brown right here. With this shade, I don't want to take it all the way up into my brow bone. I want to keep it right in here, right above my crease. Placement of your eyeshadow is going to be very important to how your overall eye look comes out. So remember that before you just start throwing shadows on there. I always like to go in a half circle because it's just easy to manipulate this kind of shape into whatever you want it to be. I'm taking that soft blending brush from before and I'm just going to buff around the edges of this brown to make it a little bit softer. To be perfectly honest, blending takes time. If you don't have the time to sit here and go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth with the same eyeshadow for 10-15 minutes, maybe eyeshadow ain't for you. The next shade that I want to use is gonna come from my Morphe x James Charles palette, and it's gonna be this black right here. This black is gonna just deepen my crease a little bit more. You always want to start off with tapping motions. Tap, tap, tap it up. Tap, tap, tap it up. With a very light hand, I'm going to blend out the edges of this black. I don't want it to run up too high. If it does, it is going to absolutely ruin this look. So I'm just going to very softly blend this upwards into the brown. If you ever look at your eyeshadow look and you wonder, can I blend this anymore? Yes, you can. The answer is yes. You can never blend enough. Don't stop and think, I'm tired, my wrist hurt. If your wrist don't pop, don't stop. Once you feel as though you have successfully blended, you just can't blend no more. If you blend anymore, your eyeball is gonna fall out your socket. So I'm gonna take a baby wipe with some of the micellar water from Garnier, and I'm just going to gently wipe off the part of my eyelid space that I'm going to be adding more concealer to. I find that when you put powder on top of concealer and then you put more concealer on top of that powder and then you put more powder on top of that concealer, that powder becomes patchy. Does that make sense? Once it is mostly clear, I'm going to take my P. Louise Rumor Base again. This one, however, is in the shade 0. It's going to be a very, very bright white. And I'm just going to ever so carefully cut my crease. I don't really have any tips or tricks on how you can cut your crease. Honestly, it just takes practice for me. Some people put the concealer on their lid like this and then they look up and then that's where they'll cut the crease, but that don't really work for me. I like to freehand it. I just need to go ahead and get my doctorate to practice medicine because a steady hand like mine should be put to better use. I'm taking a Morphe M124 brush. This is my favorite brush to pack on shadows on my lid. I'm gonna start with red. Let me get a little bit closer because you know your girl kinda had a little trouble seeing from this far. I'm just going to pat this color on the inner portion of my eye. I'm going to go next to this red with some orange. You want to start off by lightly tapping the shade on first, and then once you get a nice base layer, then you can start building the color up. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do the rest of this look. I'm obviously doing Roy G. Biv, and I'm using the Morphe M124 brush. Again, it is clean, and I can use the same brush clean each time because of the Sonia Kashuk dry brush spray. I put you guys onto this, I think in a video before. If I didn't, here you go, you're welcome. I'll leave it in the description box below. All you do is spray it on your brush, dust it off on a paper towel, and it is good to go. It's clean, it's brand new, it's dry. I know. I am going to eyeliner this look up, honey. This is the NYX Epic Ink Liner. It's my favorite eyeliner because it dries down super duper matte. I can't talk while I do this. The secret to good eyeliner is practice this. I don't really know what else to say. So I took my eyeliner up on the sides of my cut crease because it's just going to make it look a lot cleaner, a lot neater. Next, I'm going to take some black eyeshadow and I'm just going to blend this out. Okay, so let's talk about matching shades. Depending on your skin complexion, whether you have hyperpigmentation, blemishes, all that kind of stuff is going to play into choosing the correct foundation shade. My chest is lighter than my face. My neck is darker than my chest, but my face is lighter than my neck. So how in the world do I match foundation? I am glad that you asked. And in my professional, non-professional opinion, I believe that you should match your foundation to your chest. You want to make sure that you are matching your foundation to the main focal point of your skin that is not going to be covered with foundation. Does that make sense? In this case, it would be my chest. To be perfectly honest, matching foundation shades depends on the person. So concealer is going to be a little bit different. For concealer, I usually do half a shade to a full shade lighter than my foundation. But again, this also depends on the person. Some people do not like that really bright, bold under eye, and other people like myself do. If you don't like the bright, bold under eye, you're gonna wanna choose a concealer that's really, really close to your foundation shade, almost matching. If not, and you wanna do it like me, do about a half a shade to a full shade lighter than your foundation. I'm just finishing up my brows right now with my concealer shade. Boom, she bad. I like to mix my concealers with a bright one and a not so bright one. This is gonna help with flashback. Oh, y'all, I swear I love makeup so much. Oof. Let me just share the tea on makeup settling into your smile lines and into your fine lines. I know this is probably not what y'all want to hear, but there is no way to prevent makeup from settling into your fine lines. Yes, I do believe that there are products and that there are tips and tricks to use to ensure that your makeup doesn't settle into your fine lines too quickly, like before you leave the house too quickly, but to totally eliminate smile lines and fine lines under your eye, that was the Juvia's Place concealer, by the way, with the e.l.f. Cosmetics Camo Concealer. Now I'm setting my entire face with my Mercier Traslucent Setting Powder. And y'all know I'm going right over top of my highlighted areas with some setting powder by Fenty Beauty. We are going to press this extra powder right into our skin, darling. We are going to put on some bronzer. Bronzer is probably my favorite part of makeup. I know I say that a lot for a lot of different parts of makeup, but bronzer got it, hands down. I'm gonna use this nice orange right here as a blush. It's just giving me such like warm summer vibes. Ooh, I like that. My highlighter is by Laura Geller Beauty. I don't really want to overdo it. I don't want to put too much on. This is NYX lip liner in Cork. She my right hand as well. This is Morphe's lip gloss in Chill, my favorite nude lip gloss ever. And it's time to go because my lashes are already falling off. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I enjoyed doing this look so much. This is fire. I must say, this look right here, this is fire. Thank you for coming back to my channel yet again and watching another video yet again. Please be sure to subscribe and click that bell so you don't miss any notifications. You guys can also follow me on Instagram at Janelle Christina with 2 A's on the end. All of my other social media platforms will be in the description box below. Also, be sure to leave a comment down below and let me know what you think. Let me know how you are feeling about this look. Let me know if I answered any questions for you, if I helped you out at all. If I did, give this video a thumbs up. I think I said that already, but you might have needed to be reminded. I don't know, you could have forgot. That is all the time that I have for you guys today. Be safe. Stay home. Work out. Eat your vegetables. Pray. Jesus loves you. And I will see you all in the next video. Bye.